it's your girl Redavyn, okay? And this video is about gratitude. With gratitude, you must be thankful, in not in just the moment, but just in general. I'm thankful for this life, whether lupus came into it or not. I'm always grateful for my life, but I never realized how much more appreciative I could become until I gotten sick. And it's unfortunate that we wait till something knocks us down, something as great as that, to be able to be thankful for what we have going on. Because normally I'm not a person that takes life for granted by any means. But not being able to do the simple stuff I used to be able to do when my daughter was first born, like give her a bath and stuff like that. I mean, that stuff I miss, because you find ways to bond with your children. And that was one of the ways that we bonded. So, now my husband has to give her practically all of her baths. But when I do have to give her a bath, it's very taxing on the body. It's very tiring. So thank God for my oldest kid, because he is definitely there to help me out. But being that I got this new job with Target or whatever, I can say that I'm definitely grateful for a second chance. Oftentimes we don't like to start over. It's no fun starting over, but I'm not ashamed to say that I had to start over because of my current circumstances with the lupus. It rendered me at the house, not bedridden, but my joints and stuff, when they were going crazy, when I was trying to make sense of it all, taking my meds like regular, whatever. And that's the thing, when you take your medicines, you can always have a bad day. So don't ever think that medicine is the cure-all for a lot of stuff, because you're still going to have a bad day. It's just what comes with the territory. Into my day one orientation, y'all, when I say the vibe was so positive, it was so like lit in the sense of everyone came in the best mood ever. It wasn't but like 5 of us, but just getting to know people that you never met before, making connections, vibing, and just having fun, having kicks and giggles and stuff, and helping the day go great and go fast for everybody. The fact that I get to go back to a W-2 paycheck, honey, I am definitely here for that, okay? Of course, my joints were a little stiff or whatever, but it's nothing that I can't conquer, because the bigger picture is always right in front of me. And for the months that I could not work, it was financially straining on my husband. Trying to take care of a family of 4 on one paycheck is no joke. And yeah, where he works at, it's a very nice company. You know what I'm saying? He gets paid decent wages, but you can never have too much money on your check. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're having to pay the rent and paying the bills and stuff all by yourself, it becomes a lot on one person. But I'm just thankful and blessed that I have a husband that steps up to the plate without being asked, second chance to just live my life normally again. When you're sitting in 4 walls for a certain amount of time, well, for a long period of time rather, the walls tend to close in on you a little bit. You either go stir crazy, or your anxiety builds up, you become depressed. Your mind takes you to different places because you have nothing but time to overanalyze, overthink the situation, and in turn overexert yourself, wearing yourself out, because it's just having too much time on your hands to think, basically. And one of those feelings that I did experience, whether I chose to admit it or not at the time, was depression. Not so much because I had so many bad things going on in my life or anything like that, but just the fact that, I wasn't out and able to do things like I used to. Like I was walking 5 miles a day for a good 6 months before I actually came down with severe symptoms. Get myself in shape, losing the weight, and then to have to take steroids and stuff like that to keep my joints in order, just to, for it to change my body going through all these transitioning moments, and I'm not really understanding why it's going on. Feeling like I could have did something better, feeling like I could have did more, to add to the value of my life. But the truth is, sometimes the inevitable is bound to happen, and there's nothing you can do to prevent it. So you just have to roll with the punches, and you have to deal with it, deal with it as it comes. Again, one of those feelings that I felt was depression, something that I never thought that I would be a victim of. But I'm not a person that walks around in a slump, or sulking, you know, like it's the end of the world, whether I'm sick or not. Always a person that looks at life with the glass half full. And if I knock over that glass of milk, honey, I have my own cow and I supply my own milk. I will always keep my cup on refill, okay? Because there's nothing in this world that I feel like, especially after all the stuff that I've been through in my life, there's nothing in this world moving forward that I feel like is going to deter me and throw me off track. You know, you only fail yourself if you quit. And I'm not a quitter. You know, it's just what it is. I've had trials happen where, you know, I got my certification for a phlebotomy, but it took me way longer than expected because, again, life happened and I got sick. But the most important part was that I finished, that I didn't give up on myself, because I have kids in my house that are watching me, you know, my every move, that are watching me succeed, that are watching me push through my trials just to triumph on top, to come out, you know, strong in the end. Preach to my son all the time how important it is, you know, that he put his best foot forward. Like, I don't expect him to be perfect in his life because there's no such thing as perfection. I expect him, however, to put his best foot forward and to do the best that he can. And as long as he's trying, that's all I can ask for. I want him to see the greatness and potential in himself, because I don't want him to ever feel like he's limited in this life. You know, he only limits himself if he allows it to happen. I had bouts, you know, that nobody really knows about. And I'm just going to be real, not so much transparent. I'm going to let y'all into my world a little bit, be just a little bit vulnerable. And, you know, I'm not used to doing that. But I had little bouts that I was going through where I wanted to off myself. Not because, you know, I was just walking around sulking and stuff, because I was still laughing and posting on Facebook and Instagram as usual, you know, being my upbeat self. But deep down, I know I had like a dark spirit over me, you know, or a dark cloud over my spirit. And I just wasn't feeling great most days. And not because of just the lupus itself, but the fact that I wasn't able to just up and go and do things that I'm just used to doing, and just being free and being more independent. I thought about just blowing my brains out, making my brain spread on the wall like rock candy, you know. And it's just to let you know that, yeah, I haven't walked around my whole life depressed or anxious or anything like that. But when you have nothing but time to overanalyze a situation, or just overthink yourself into craziness, it's a real illness. It's real. You know, stuff happens. I mean, I'm not clinically certified or anything like that, but I also have common sense enough to know when I'm actually going through something and not be in denial about it. Speaking in gratitude, you know, just being, like I always say, you know, any day with my 2 feet above ground is a great day. I definitely don't take this life for granted, you know, whereas I thought that I had a greater appreciation for life before, I definitely have it now. I just want to put out there some encouragement to somebody that may need it. You know, don't ever feel like you can't start over in this life. Don't ever feel like you've gotten too old to go to school, get you a better paying job, or having to deal with a certain, you know, pay rate or job that might not be your dream career, but it's a stepping stone. Everything in this life is a stepping stone. You have to, if you set it up the right way, you know. I'm just happy to be able to, like I said, make money again, to feel like I have purpose and contribute to my household, so that my husband doesn't always feel like he has to go it alone, because trust me, my illness wasn't just a weight on my shoulders, it was a weight on his too. You know, and when you have people that just sit on their asses all day collecting a check, but it's a whole nother situation when you go from being able to just one day, you know, being free and easy and independent, to the next, now you having to depend on somebody to take care of you. And I've always been the independent type, but you know what? I feel like things in life happen because maybe this was a learning lesson. Maybe I'm not as independent as I think I am, or that I shouldn't have to be, because I'm a married woman. You know, there's nothing wrong with leaning on my partner a little bit, but this definitely has bonded us. You know, it has taught us a lot about life. It has taught us not to take each other for granted, take our kids for granted, just this life in general for granted, because I've had a few people that, you know, in my life, friends and family, you know, I've had people that have gone, and you just never realize how precious your life is until somebody else meets their early demise. And I'm the person, I don't want my flowers when I'm dead and gone. I want my flowers now while I'm able to smell them, able to receive them, to touch them. You know, I just want what's coming to me, all the good things, the positive things in life that's coming my way. I want to be able to live long enough to see them, to flourish, to enjoy my life the way that I'm supposed to. Put out positive vibes and great thoughts, glitter, cupcakes, and all that great jazz, you know, to those who need it, you know, because I want to be an inspiration to somebody where they look like, you know what, she's been through a lot in her life, but look at how she's persevered, you know, look at how she's persisted through it all. And she didn't let a damn thing stop her from getting to where she needs to be. Yeah, I got me a little ways to go, but you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. I'm still young enough to get it together. It's not like I just fell off purposely. You know, there are people that have illnesses that aren't able to do. You know, they're not able to get out there and hop in their car, go to a regular 9 to 5, you know, or do just basic, simple life things, you know, that everybody, again, takes for granted. You know, don't ever think that you're too big for this life or too big to go back and learn a thing or two, learn a life lesson or two, you know. Because one thing life will do, it will knock you on your ass so hard that you won't have a choice but to recreate yourself. Starting over doesn't mean a bad thing. Sometimes it's a sense of renewal. You know, like I said, today, breathing in fresh air, meeting new people, like it didn't get any better than that. I was on such a high and on cloud 9 that you, honey, you would have had to pop my head like a hot air balloon just to deflate me, okay? Like my feet literally weren't touching the ground because I felt so good today. And I hope that I can pass that on through this video to anyone that's watching. But that's all I wanted to talk about today, y'all. Make sure you comment, rate, and subscribe. Share this video with friends and family members, you know, those that might be going through some things. Let them know that there's always light at the end of the tunnel, okay? Hit that notification bell. That'll let you know and keep you informed for every time I post a video. So, all right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be easy. And I'm going to holler at you at the next one. All right? Peace.